Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and this is one of the films that I was super excited about this year. I got the chance to see it this past week, Baby Driver, written and directed by Edgar Wright, and this is about a young man named Baby, who's a getaway driver for a gangster of sorts, played by Kevin Spacey. Ansel Elgort plays this young man Baby, and him trying to get out of the game, and boy is this an exercise in style and how he could really make a film super stylish but also deliver on a whole bunch of other things. Edgar Wright's directing in this film is really impressive, and how everything's so well timed and choreographed, and how the story unfolds in different ways that it's told through dancing and lip syncing, and just the stories that's told by the movement of these cars and these car chases and everything is so unbelievable. It's so well staged, and it's hard to believe that this film works the way that it does. And in terms of the pacing, this film doesn't let up. And those moments where it does get more character driven, there's so much charm going on that it just drives these characters and their story forward, and that's really impressive. And in terms of tone, I guess coming from somebody who knows Edgar Wright and knows where these films can go, there's a heavy, impactful tone of this movie, whether it's the fun, the humor, the snarky comments, the action, the violence, everything is like a sledgehammer coming at you, but done in such a well choreographed way that there's some finesse about it. And this is a distinct vision of one tone, one idea, one style, and it's so well brought together by Edgar Wright and shows just how amazing of a director that he is. And this movie makes you feel charmed by these characters, and you want to get to know them better. You are hit with those emotional moments, and this action is pumping intense and just driving you and thrilling throughout this whole entire film. And that is all thanks to some amazing work by Edgar Wright and his writing. The story is very interesting, and the characters are super interesting, and they have different layers to them. And I'm going to get to the acting in a little bit and how these characters are really fleshed out and brought to life, but all these characters have so many little quirks and aspects about them, and Baby's a very interesting leading character, leading man, and with his love of music, and you believe the romance that starts sparking between him and the young woman played by Lily James in this film, because it's they have a real connection. There's so much charm between them, just kind of makes you smile just watching them interact, and that love of music and that connection, and having such strong developed interest can really spark something between two people, and it's a young love, and it's believable, and you believe the relationship he has with this odd relationship that he has with Kevin Spacey's character Doc, and the dynamics of all the different criminals that get brought in on these different jobs is really interesting. And this film isn't super deep. There's not a ton of really deep, intense, and thought-provoking themes, but it's very much a traditional good. Can a good man be corrupted by the things that he does? Does that define them? And that's a big thing about this film. And it's like, is Baby really a good guy and deserves something better than this life that he's living? And him trying to get out of it is a big thing. And in terms of the cinematography, Bill Pope does the cinematography for this film, and everything is so well shot and put together, and the shots are amazing, the camera work's fantastic, and what it's able to do, doing some great visual techniques and visual storytelling, and really so smoothly going in between scenes and these dance numbers, and just how it goes through everything is able to pick up on even little bits of details, and how well the camera moves along with the characters, because, and also not just the characters but the vehicles in these chase scenes are so well shot, and the editing is I'm not the hugest fan of quick cuts when it comes to action, but how impactful and smart and stylish and smooth this film is edited together, and that's a big thing that Edgar Wright does a fantastic job of in his films, is bringing that together and really putting different shots together that tell their own story and really make something smooth and impactful and just boom, 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 boom. And that really comes to life in this film. In terms of the music is amazing. The soundtrack is incredible, and start to finish, it's just song after song after song, and it is feels kind of borderline musical because the music affects what's going on in the story. Even like little tiny details when Baby tells him to hold up on starting the job until he can restart his song to get back on that rhythm, and how everything's choreographed to the rhythm of the songs, and that sometimes make you feel like you're watching a movie. And that's always a big thing, is you don't want to have that torn away and you get taken out of it, but it's done in such a unique and stylish way that it kind of feels part of the experience. And it's hard to describe, but it's something that feels right and feels like it should be done that way. And Edgar Wright does a fantastic job of making that real. And the cast, Ansel Elgort is so charismatic, has so much great chemistry with Lily James, and she's just charming as hell in this film. And they bring very interesting dynamics, and they're just lovely to see on screen together. And how Ansel Elgort interacts with all the different other actors in this film is really impressive. Kevin Spacey, Jamie Foxx, John Hamm, and Isa Gonzalez. Kevin Spacey brings that Kevin Spaciness to this role, and everything's so dry and bam, but you get so much more than just like dry delivery of dialogue in this, and he brings some different levels to that character and some humor. Jamie Foxx is just having a ball in this movie from start to finish when he's on screen. He's just chewing it up, and it's super fun to enjoy. John Hamm and Isa Gonzalez have some great chemistry between each other as Buddy and Darling, and John Hamm steals the show a lot in this film, and he definitely has some intrigue to his character and gives some layers and some emotional heft to his character. And even like small tiny roles like Flea pops up and John Bernthal pops up for a little bit, and he's intense as ever, and I really enjoy John Bernthal. And overall, this film, the only thing I could possibly say is that this is so out there in terms of a film that it does get slightly jarring sometimes, but it's not going to take away from me bringing down that this film is incredible, and it's a such a unique experience, and I'm giving Baby Driver an A plus.